Hello, guys. Hello. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, guys? Hello. Yep. All right, and we are live. We are live. Welcome to Cricket Krishna. This is the show where we discuss the fourth test, and we're also going to preview the fifth test. Yeah. Today I'm all alone as my friends could not join me today as they are quite busy. But I will be doing today's show alone. I have come back from a football match, so my hair is a little sweaty and I'm a little sweaty today. I'll try to do a good job today, just alone. So yeah, with no further ado, let's get straight into it. India win a the third test match of the series, win the test series 3-1. England is sad. Shea is devastated, and I'm very happy for Shea that he is devastated, as his sorrow is everything to me. So, yes, this is definitely a great, what do you say, um, a great victory for India. One second, just going to share the link with Shea. I don't know if he's going to join us, but yeah. Shay is devastated. Krishna Kalki is very happy. Anurag is happy. Sayan, we don't know where he is. Lucy still does not know what's happening. And yeah, Aditya is having a great time. So yeah, let's get straight into it. Um, the I think it was India who won the toss, or was it England? Sorry, it was England who won the toss and chose to bat first on the Ranchi deck, which is known to be a bit of a turner. But this game was rather an equal wicket. England batting first, and Akash Deep, the debutant, making great inroads first up, getting 3 wickets straight away. England pegged for 57 for 3. But that partnership between Joe Root and Johnny Bairstow, getting them to about 100 and odd, and just Johnny Bairstow falling to another sort of dicey wicket from Ashwin. But yes, he was partnered well by Folks and Ollie Robinson at the end, and Joe Root just scored a brilliant 100. Well played. Took his time at the crease. Rotated strike really well, and it was just a very good innings from Joe Root. Ollie Robinson also played very well. I thought he had a lot of boundaries. He took on Jadeja well, took on Ashwin really well. But still, Jadeja getting 4 wickets towards the end, getting a 4-4. Akashdeep 3 wickets. So 353, a decent score by England to start, and definitely would give India a bit of pressure in the first innings coming in. And India's first innings started rather imperiously, rather nervously, where Rohit Sharma got out first up to a beauty from Jimmy Anderson. But then they consolidated well with Yashasvi and Shubman Gill getting that partnership. Shubman Gill falling to another beauty from Shoaib Bashir. Shoaib Bashir was brilliant in this test match. Make no mistake, Shoaib Bashir was excellent. And India were about 170 odd for 7, right? And you'd believe that England should be getting a good 150 odd lead here, right? Given the strength of India's tail that we know, right? But Dhruv Jurel, what a talent comes in, and Kuldeep Yadav comes in there, and they decide, let's just stick in here. Kuldeep Yadav plays some beautiful reverse sweeps, and Hartley and Ollie Robinson and all of England's bowlers are under immense pressure in that second innings, when Dhruv Jurel and Kuldeep Yadav had that partnership of about 80 odd, right? A beautiful partnership. And then Akash Deep also partnering Dhruv Jurel to get to 90 at the end. Dhruv Jurel hitting 96 fours, 4 sixes. Very good innings, quality innings. Number 7, playing that Rishabh Pant role that India has been missing for the last couple of years with Rishabh Pant's injury. So the fact that Dhruv Jurel has come in and done that role is beautiful. Kuldeep Yadav giving the bowlers a bit of a nightmare, putting a price on his wicket, ensuring that he gets at least 30 odd. So all in all, India end up with 307, 103 overs, and definitely have taken a lot of time and given England much less of a lead to consolidate with. 50 odd or something the lead was, but you still feel England is still in the driver's seat in this game. There's a lot of time left, close to about 2.5 days plus a time left, and England should put up a lead of at least 350, 400 here, right? You believe that England should definitely consolidate and give India a huge total to score in that third innings. Hartley picking up 3 wickets, Shoaib Bashir picking up 5 wickets. Shoaib Bashir just was phenomenal. He bowled 44 overs. Shoaib Bashir, 44 overs. That's insane, mental. He's bowled literally half the innings, and he's picked up 5 wickets. So kudos to Shoaib Bashir. Had a great Test match. But yeah, still 307, lead by 40 odd, 50 odd. You believe that that England will consolidate, and they come out. They lose 2 quick wickets, right? Losing them to Ashwin, and Ashwin just comes in and bowls some absolute rippers to Ben Duckett and Ollie Pope. Ollie Pope has no idea. That wicket that Ollie Pope gives away to Ashwin was just absolute nonsense. I mean, how can you get LBW on leg stump like that? Like with literally no technique whatsoever. With no technique. I thought that was a very foolish wicket to give away. But then again, yeah, still 2 for 19. Joe Root and Zach Crawley get some runs. Joe Root gets out to another beauty from Ashwin. And just Ashwin, it's the Ashwin show, right? It's the Ravichandran Ashwin show. He's already picked up 500 Test wickets. He's about to play his 100 Test match. Ravichandran Ashwin, man, he's just too good. But then they still are in it. So 3 for 65, Zach Crawley and Johnny Bairstow finally Johnny Bairstow gets some runs to Shea's happiness. Johnny Bairstow finally gets some runs. It's 30s, but at least it's something. It's better than 5. But Johnny Bairstow gets some runs, and then comes an absolute ripper from Kuldeep Yadav to Zach Crawley. What a delivery. Kuldeep Yadav comes in, picks up 3 quick wickets. 110 for 4, 120 for 5, 120 for 6. That was the game changer. Kuldeep Yadav's spell in that second innings was an absolute game changer. Make no mistake. Bowls a beauty to to Zach Crawley. Gets him bowled, and then comes Stokes. Gets him bowled too. And Ben Stokes, you expect a lot more from Ben Stokes in this game, because Ben Stokes is one of England's premier batsmen. Scores of 4 and then a score of 3 that's just not cutting it. For Ben Stokes' caliber, the captain of the English cricket team, just not good enough. But anyways, it is what it is. And you still have 120 for 6. You believe that, okay, at least England's tail should be good enough to get to 190, 200. Ollie Robinson got a 50 in the previous innings. Ben Fowkes kind of gave some resistance with 17 odd, but still it was just a complete beautiful class display from Ashwin and Kuldeep Yadav, a class display of spin bowling. England had no answers. England was just completely run amok by India's spin. And they were all out for 145. From 110 for 3 to 145 all out. You give India a lead of 195 to score. You still have a chance to defend it, because we know India's record with chasing in the 4th innings has not been very good. But still, from 110 for 3, you should have at least got to 220, 230, posted a lead of 280, and then you could have had more on the board. But nonetheless, you fell to some great spin. Maybe I'll give you a little bit of that, but again, very shoddy batting from England also has to be said there. And just class display from Ravichandran Ashwin. How many times has he done it for India? How many times has he done it? And Kuldeep Yadav, I'm so happy they picked him in this game. I'm so happy they played him. I'm so happy they didn't drop him, because Kuldeep Yadav is just too good. He's too good a leg spinner. He's too good a wrist spinner. One of my favorite players. He can't be dropped from this Test team. He just shouldn't. He's just way too useful, way too good. India has not had a wrist spinner in Test cricket like Kuldeep Yadav for a very long time, and it's good that we have that. So I'm just happy that Kuldeep Yadav plays. And now India is in the second innings, and they're running away with it. They're absolutely running away with it. Yashasvi Jaiswal, Rohit Sharma, 30, 50. India's running away with it. And suddenly Shoaib Bashir comes in yet again. Shoaib Bashir comes in, picks up Rajat Patidar for a duck, picks up Ravindra Jadeja for 4, and Sarfraz Khan for a golden ball duck. It was an absolute astounding display of bowling from Shoaib Bashir. Fantastic. India is under him immense pressure. From 99 for 1, they are at 120 for 5. So he picks up. India has been pegged 4 wickets, and now they're chasing 192. Right? You still think there's a window here for England to claim this game, right? But Shubman Gill plays one of the all-time classic 50s that you would see in such a chase. India in general, India has not lost a test match at home. So this is a stat I read. India has won 30 out of 30 tests when they've chased um, any score of 200 or less in the second innings. Right, so that's just brilliant, phenomenal. But Shubman Gill, the way he took his time, the way he pushed the singles, I mean, 52 of 159 balls, two sixes, and those two sixes came at the end when the game was pretty much done and dusted. Shubman Gill just kept rotating strike and kept batting. Didn't give England a chance. Didn't give England a chance to get his wicket. He was superb. And Dhruv Jurel, so well partnered by Dhruv Jurel. 39 of 77 balls, two boundaries. They really took the pressure. They soaked the pressure. They absorbed the pressure. And they really give it back. England was struggling for ideas after they got Sarfaraz Khan out. They were struggling for ideas. There were chances, but not good enough for them to put India under any pressure after that. It was a rather easy chase towards the end because they soaked up the pressure. India was definitely in control in that fourth innings when Shubman Gill and Dhruv Jurel were batting together. And it was great to see Dhruv Jurel stepping up yet again in the second innings. It was great to see Shubman Gill taking the responsibility, taking that Virat Kohli-like stature responsibility to win the game for India. That was superb. And it was great. Just all in all, a great display of batting and of spin bowling. India, hands down, have claimed the series 3-1, and just all in all, it is a wonderful result for India. England were not as bad as they were in the previous Test match. They were good, but because of Shoaib Bashir, because of Joe Root, because of Hartley, I expected a lot more from Ben Stokes. I say this time and again, Ben Stokes, the quality, the cricketer that he is, the quality cricketer he is, comes to India again and again and again, and he's not produced a significant performance in India as a batsman. He's not produced a significant performance in India as a bowler. In India, I'm talking on Indian shows. He's just not been up to the mark. And Johnny Bairstow, is it time to drop him? Do you have another option? Shea keeps saying Johnny Bairstow has to go. Johnny Bairstow was decent in this Test match, but nothing really to note. Ben Foakes again has a good skill when it comes to keeping, but with the bat needs to improve a lot. Ollie Pope didn't do enough in this match. Zach Crawley keeps getting those 60s, those 50s, but he fails to convert. And the thing is, like yes, he should convert, but also at the same time, if he's getting a 60 and your other batsmen are getting 20s, then it's easy for us to say that that 60 should have been 100. And yeah, that's just the way it is. But it's unfortunate for England that they couldn't convert this game into a win, which they probably should have won. They probably should have won this game, given the fact that they had that huge. They could have had a much bigger first innings lead, and they also had India in a pressure situation in that second innings, which they could have probably tried to make more out of, but they just didn't know how to do it, and just didn't have any answers to Dhruv Jurel and Shubman Gill. So all in all, a great result for India. Poor result, unfortunate result for England. Had a very good chance to make it 2-2. Had a very, very good chance to make it 2-2. Shea is going to be really pissed. But England should be more pissed that they didn't convert that. I mean, yeah, you can say all day long, you can say Ashwin, Kuldeep Yadav, Indian spin, blah, blah, blah. They were too good. But how long are you going to keep saying that? You keep coming to India, you keep saying it's Ashwin, you keep saying it's Jadeja, you keep saying it's the pitches. This time it's not the pitches. This time it's definitely not the pitches. So this time you're saying it's Ashwin and Jadeja. I mean, yes, Ashwin and Jadeja are good, but that's not a reason for losing. We come to England. Do we ever say that, oh, Anderson was too good? Oh, Stuart Broad was too good? No, I mean, that is the quality you're gonna face. So you're gonna have to face that and overcome that. That's the whole point. You're gonna be tested. We go to England, we go to Australia, we get tested. Right? You come to India, you're going to get tested. And yes, okay, you do salute the opposition, you do praise the opposition, but you can't use that as an excuse as to why you lost. I don't think that's ever a reason, especially in this kind of a game where you were on top for a huge part of it. Yeah, I mean, I just feel bad that England didn't convert this, but also, again, a good result for India. As an Indian fan, of course, I'm happy, but I wanted to see a little bit more fight from England. in that second innings. I wanted to see a little bit more fight from England. They just threw it away. I mean, the batsmen, the way they just gave the wickets, like all LBWs and all clean bowls, like just completely like fishing for the ball, like completely like poking for it, like had no idea where the line of the ball is, had no idea. And it was unfortunate to see England kind of bat that way, given that they had such a good lead. And again, the over reliance on Joe Root clearly showing. You can't be this reliant on one player. Yes, he is your best batsman ever, but you have to have a more all-round batting attack. You can't be reliant so much on one batsman, on two batsmen. It's just not going to work. I mean, how the template of this English batting order is let Zach Crawley get some runs and then let Joe Root get some runs and then we'll all try and bat around them. But what happens is Zach Crawley gets runs. If Joe Root does not get runs, then it's toast. It's toast. Nobody else has the capacity. Okay, Joe Root got runs, so Ollie Robinson also got some 50. Ben Foakes got some runs. Zach Crawley got a 60. He got a 50 odd in the second, whatever. So all that is fine, but Ben Stokes has to do better. Batting at 5, the captain has to do better. 4 and 3 is not at all going to do it in India. Ollie Pope had to do better in this test match. He got the 190. Okay, got the 190 in the first test match. How long are you going to keep celebrating? You have to get 190s. You have to get 100s. You have to get those runs consistently over the period of 5 test matches. If you want to win in India, you can't just win one test match and then call it a day. I mean, Australia won a test match here. England won a test match here. New Zealand had a chance to win a test match here. It's just not enough. And I do agree it's hard. I understand it's hard, but you need to do better. You just have to do better. Your premier side, Baz ball, this Baz ball, that, all that's fine. In your attempt to do the Baz ball, to counter attack, you're missing the line, you're missing the ball. How good of a strategy is this really if you're failing with the very basics of playing spin bowling? Like, how can you attack and counter attack and be aggressive if you're not going to just follow the basics of playing spin bowling in a test series against India? What Baz ball? What Baz ball? So yeah, I think that was unfortunate. I just feel very bad that England did not put up a better fight when they had the game in their control, especially for a large part of it, especially the first few days of it. But yeah, I think that is India win by 5 wickets and take the series 3-1. A huge result in the context of the World Test Championship. Let me just take a look at the World Test Championship standings here. So we have India on top now, back at the top, with 62 points, 64%. New Zealand 60% at 2. Australia 59% at 3. Bangladesh at 4 with 50%. Pakistan at 5 with 36%. West Indies 7. South Africa 8. England have fallen to 9th position and Sri Lanka at 10. So the World Test Championship looks still interesting. It's a little too early probably to say who's going to be our finalists, but at least it's good to see India back on top there. And England, going to have to do a little better if they want to climb back up onto the World Test Championship. But we do move to the 5th Test match in Dharamshala. India versus England in Dharamshala, the 5th Test match. England playing for a 3-2 for some pride, for points in the World Test Championship. India playing to solidify the 4-1, to sort of play for 4-1 to maybe get some more points in the World Test Championship. But ultimately, what we predicted last time, that India would take another test match, that has come true. Can England win this test match? I think they probably have a decent chance, given that Dharamshala is a bit of your seaming wicket, overcast conditions. You will have a better chance in Dharamshala. But again, even if England win, they're not going to win the series. So there is something there to play for. Looking at the 5th test, England, how long will they go for Baz ball? Stokes acknowledges 3-2 sounds better than 3-1 or 4-1. I mean, sure, but how? That's a very obvious statement. But what good does that statement make at all? I mean, you have to go for 3-2 because you are here. You do want to go home with some. It's definitely, you can hold your head high going back home if you went home with a 3-2. I mean, no team has won 2 test matches in a series in India in a very long time. I think the last team to win was 2012. That was the England team, right? So, yeah, it would be a good result for England to go home 3-2. I think much better than what they could have anticipated coming in here. But yeah, let's look at the potential 11s for this particular match. I think India can probably look at playing a third seamer rather than playing three spinners. So who would you drop, right? I think you can I think the batting will be rather unchanged. Jasprit Bumrah returns, so probably Jasprit Bumrah will make way. Um, Siraj will between Siraj, Akash Deep, and probably Mukesh Kumar. You'd have to pick two there. So and then you'd have Ashwin, Jadeja, and Kuldeep. So you have to you have three spinners to choose from. Akshar Patel, we don't know if he's back, but I don't think he'll play. Sundar will probably not play. Kuldeep Yadav should play in my opinion, but between you have to pick three spinners and two quicks, or two spinners and three quicks, right? Rohit Sharma, Yashasvi Jaiswal, Shubman Gill. I think these will stay. Sarfraz Khan will stay. Dhruv Jurel will stay. Jadeja will probably stay. The thing with Rajat Patidar is Rajat Patidar has been given a good amount of chances, but his highest score is 17. He's played 6 innings or something, and he's gotten single digits in 5 of those innings. So KL Rahul at this point, we don't know if KL Rahul returns, but if KL Rahul does not return, then Rajat Patidar stays. But Rajat Patidar, I really so badly want him to play. I really want him to do well. I want him because he has great technique. I mean, he's an incredible player. I really like watching him. I want to see him do well. But I don't know. At this point, Rajat Patidar stay. I think the only reason Rajat Patidar stays is because there's nobody else at the moment that you'd want to give a look into. But yeah, so Rajat Patidar in that sense is quite lucky. So Rajat Patidar will probably stay, but he has to do better. He's a good player. He has a great caliber, great potential. Shouldn't be playing so badly. Dhruv Jurel will stay. Sarfraz will stay. Jadeja, Ashwin will stay. So your Siraj and Bunwa will definitely play. So between Kuldeep Yadav and Akash, they both did really well in the last test match. You'll have to pick one. Since it is overcast conditions, you'd probably want to go with Akash Deep. But how can you drop Kuldeep Yadav after he's had such a good test match? Like he literally changed the tides of that test match for India. His spell was a turning point in that innings. I mean, there were two turning points essentially. Dhruv Jurel's and Kuldeep Yadav's partnership. So Kuldeep Yadav playing a role there as well, and Kuldeep Yadav with the ball picking up those 2 wickets when they were 110 for 3. Right, that broke open the test match completely. So it's so hard to argue for Kuldeep Yadav to be dropped, but conditions wise, I mean, you can't drop an Ashwin. He's playing his 100th test match. You can't drop a Jadeja. Who are you going to play as an all-rounder? So it's difficult. I don't want to, but unfortunately, I mean, given the conditions, and Bumrah has to return, so unfortunately, Kuldeep Yadav will probably sit out. That's just the nature of it. But yeah, I think that's going to be your 11 for the next test match. India will probably go with that lineup. Coming to England, right? When you look at England's team, so yes, they will probably go in with Mark Wood will probably return, since those conditions are suited for Mark Wood's style of bowling. Whether Ollie Robinson stays or goes is, I think, it's interesting. It's an interesting question because you have Tom Hartley, you have Shoaib Bashir, and you have Ollie Robinson. Would you play one spinner and 3 quicks? I think that's an interesting question to ask. And use Joe Root as your second spinner. Maybe England should try that out, given that their strength is their quick bowling, and Dharamshala is suited more to that overcast condition. Jimmy Anderson has to play. There's no doubt about it. Jimmy Anderson will definitely play. Mark Wood should play. In my opinion, I would probably stick with Ollie Robinson over a Tom Hartley in this test match. Even though Tom Hartley had a decent test match last time around, I'd probably go with an Ollie Robinson for this test match, given that you want to kind of play your best side and get a 3-2. You want to play to the conditions. I don't think I think Tom Hardy's had a good series. I mean, it's safe to say he's had a he's had a pretty good series. So I think it's fair to rest him and play Ollie Robinson. Zach Crawley will continue. Ben Duckett will continue. Ollie Pope will continue. Joe Root will continue. Unfortunately, Johnny Bairstow will continue. Ben Stokes continues. Ben Foakes continues. So the batting will probably not change. So I think the only question is just Tom Hartley or Ollie Robinson. Shoaib Bashir should not be dropped. He had a very good test match. He was the one who kept England in that contest. He bowled so beautifully. I mean, the ball he bowled to Shubman Gill, the ball he bowled to Rajat Patidar and to Sarfraz Khan in that second innings was extraordinary. I mean, so good to see Shoaib Bashir do so well. But yeah, I think this is probably what will happen in terms of England's lineup. I don't see the only change I see would be Mark Wood coming in for Tom Hartley. That's the only change that is very likely. So yeah, that's your fifth test. That's what it looks like. England going for 3-2. India going for a 4-1. Points in the World Test Championship. That's always there. It's a good context, the World Test Championship, because no game is truly a dead rubber. It's a good thing, right? So I'm happy that the series has some life still left in it. It's been a decent series. It's been a fun series so far, and we have one more Test match to look at, and then after that there is the IPL. MS Dhoni is back. Virat Kohli is back. So it's good. It's good to see. Good to see all the players back in action in the IPL starting March 22nd. Yeah, so that's what we have to look forward to. Before I do wrap up here, who's going to win the fifth Test match? Dharamshala were in India versus England. I'm gonna go 4-1. I think the attack of Siraj, Bumrah, Akashdeep looks quite deadly in comparison to. It's definitely, like for like, if not better, than Robinson, Wood, and Jimmy Anderson. So, yeah, I think India will win that last Test match. I don't see England's batting suddenly waking up from their slumber and doing something better. Again, England's batting still heavily reliant on Joe Root. So goes Joe Root, so goes England's batting, is what it looks like. I mean, how long are you going to depend on Joe Root? So, yeah, I think that's kind of what will happen. India will probably win the fifth Test match, take it 4-1. A good series win for India. I think a very good series win for India, given that probably this is probably India's best Test series win at home since the 2017 series against Australia, where they won the last Test match with Virat Kohli sitting out, Ajinkya Rahane as captain, the whole brain fart series. That was a very tough series. Australia played very well, and India did really well to win. I think this series also, India has had a lot of challenges thrown at them, a lot of debutants, a lot of various English moments of brilliance with Joe Root and Shoaib Bashir. So I think India has done fairly well, have been tested well in the series by England. England has not given them, even though the scoreline looks 3-1, I don't think the level of cricket that has been played so far reflects a 3-1. It's been a lot harder than what it says. So yeah, good to see India win the series, and England having lots to play for 3-2. I think going home with the 3-2 would be very, very satisfying for England at this point. Winning 2 tests in India, that's pretty freaking great. So yeah, I think that concludes the fourth test preview and the fourth test review and the fifth test preview. Thank you so much to whoever joined or whoever is going to watch this later on for listening to me talk about this. And let's hope for a good Test match, and all the best, Shay. I hope we win 4-1, and I hope you lose 3-2. I hope you don't win 3-2. So yeah, thank you guys for whoever joined and whoever is going to watch this. Take care. See you in the next Test match. Good night. Bye-bye.